The coordinate plane, Pre-6 lesson notes, example number 4. A parallelogram has vertices at -1, 3, -5, -4, and 6, 3. What is the ordered pair that locates the fourth vertex? So underline the word parallelogram. So we're dealing with a parallelogram this time. In the last problem we dealt with a rectangle, and a rectangle is a parallelogram. A rectangle is a parallelogram because by definition a parallelogram has opposite sides that are parallel and opposite sides that are congruent. All right, so the opposite sides are parallel and opposite sides are congruent, which is, part of what defines a rectangle. The only thing with the rectangle is it's a special type of parallelogram where each of the angles are 90 degrees. If you look at these parallelograms drawn over here, those angles are not at 90 degrees, but each side is of equal length and each side is parallel. So go ahead and take a moment and draw those parallelograms. Next, go ahead and plot -1, 3, -5, -4, and 6, 3 on the coordinate plane that's provided. Okay, let's see if you're correct. So this point right here is -1, 3. To check it, just go over to the left one and up 3. This point down here is the -5, -4. I would use the bottom left corner and go over to up 2 to check it. And then this last point right here is the 6, 3. So maybe check over 1, down 3 from the corner there. All right. Go ahead, take a moment, use your straight edge, and connect those points. Okay, now we need to find the fourth vertex. A common mistake a lot of students make is they want to do the same thing we did with the rectangle. What they want to do, don't do this, what they want to do is they want to draw a line down this way and a line this way, and they're going to call this point right here their fourth vertex. But that's not a parallelogram. That is actually a trapezoid. One set of parallel sides, not two sets of parallel sides. So that is not correct. There's two ways that we can do this. One way is to use the slope. In other words, the slanted lines are they slant at the exact same way. So their slope is the same. In other words, the slope of this part right here, I'm going to use a different color here. It goes up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the slope is up 7 and over 4. Up 7 and over 4. Which means from the fourth point to this point here, it would have to do the same thing. So let me work backwards. If I would go to the left 4 and then down 7, that means my point would be right there. That's one way of doing it, using the slope. So again, this would be 7 and this would be 4. Notice how they are slanted the same way, up 7 over 4. So the slope is one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is to simply know that, first of all, opposite sides are equal lengths. Opposite sides are equal lengths. So the length of this top portion from there to there is 7 units long. So that top portion is 7 units long. That means the side that runs down here also has to be 7 units long. So again, if the top is 7, the bottom has to be 7. So I find that the easiest way to do this is this. Find the length of the side that runs along or with the grid lines. So again, this side up here runs with the grid lines. Find the length of that side. Then the opposite side will be the same length. Pause your video and get all of that written down. So, if that is 7 units long, that means the length at the bottom here, this down here, has to be 7 units long. So I'm going to count over 7. One more time here. So over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to put a point there. So from this point to this point would be 7 units long. Let's double check. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the opposite sides are both 7 units long. And then all you need to do is connect the other 2 points. Okay. And again, you could check it by, does this go up 7 and over 4, up 7 over 4 here? Does it have the same slope? Double check, is that length the same as that length? And so forth. All right. So now we know that where these 2 lines come together here, this point, that is our 4th vertex. So what is the ordered pair of that vertex? Well, it goes to the right 2, so that's a positive 2. Then it goes down 4. Because it goes down 4, that is a negative 4. So my ordered pair would be 2, negative 4. And that is it for example number 4. I know this one can be a difficult one, and it's an often missed question. So please, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask.